multiplication property of equality, and what that says is if A equals B, then A times C equals B times C. So what happens is that if I multiply the same thing to both sides of the equation, it keeps the equation balanced. If I do it to one side, I have to do it to the other side. And we can use this to solve equations. For example, if I have 5 times x equals 30, I think, oh, don't forget about reciprocal. What does that mean to reciprocal? And what is my goal? My goal is to get x all by itself, and I'm going to use opposites of what's happening to the x. So in this case, x is being multiplied by 5, so the opposite is either dividing both sides by 5 or multiplying by the reciprocal. So if I go 1/5 times 5x, well 1/5 times 5 gives me 1. 1x, you can say 1x is just the same thing as saying x. But if I do it to the left side, I have to do it to the right side, so 1/5 times 30, or again, you can say divide both sides by 5, and dividing both sides by 5, well, 30 divided by 5 gives me 6. The nice thing about these equations is you can always check your answer. So go back in and check your answer, and I go back in, 5 times 6 equals 30, so we get a smiley face because we've got it right. So here's some more examples. So for example, if I say negative 4a equals 24, I can multiply by negative 1/4 because I take the reciprocal, but if I multiply this side, I need to multiply the other side by negative 1/4 to keep the equation balanced. Here, the negatives will cancel out, the fourths will cancel out. I'll be just left with a on the left side. Negative 1/4 times 24 is the same thing as negative 6. So there's my answer. I can check my answer. Negative 4 times negative 6 gives me a positive 24. The other thing I can do is say, hey, take the opposite action that's being multiplied. So the opposite action is dividing by negative 4. But if I divide the left side by negative 4, I have to divide the right side by negative 4. And 24 divided by negative 4 gives me a positive 6. Here's another example. 2/3 x equals 6. How am I going to get rid of that 2/3? Well, I'm going to take the reciprocal. So the reciprocal of 2/3 is 3/2. And if I multiply the left by 3/2, I have to multiply the right by 3/2. The 2's cancel, the 3's cancel, and I'm left with just an x on the left-hand side. What I notice over here is that I can say, hey, 2 divides into 2 one time, 2 divides into 6 and leaves me with a 3. And so I'm left with 3 times 3. 3 times 3 is equal to 9. You can check that answer by sticking it back in here.